Hello everyone, my name is Naina and I'm from the Academy. So today we'll see the last part of the chapter, that is pollution of air and water. So far we have seen what is pollution and pollution of air. In today's class we'll start with pollution of water. So before that, what is pollution of air and how is air polluted? These are the things that we have learned, right? So air pollution, when air is contaminated by unwanted substances which have harmful effect on both living and non-living, it is referred to as pollution. And in this case, on living things, we know what are the causes, because we ourselves have suffered lot of diseases due to this air pollutions, like respiratory diseases, breathing problems, coughing. So these are the diseases that we get. So we, being living organisms, we face lot of problems because of air pollution. But here they say कि air pollution can also affect the non-living thing, and that we have seen in the case study of Taj Mahal, that how this air pollution affects the non-living thing. So because of this air pollution, we get acid rain, because this air pollution, the pollution in the air caused by vehicles, industries, they release gases, smokes, right? And the smokes contains various chemical gases like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. These gases, when mixed with water vapor and reaches the atmosphere, they come down in the form of rain. And this is acid rain, and that causes corrosion of marble. So because Taj Mahal is made up of marble, and this is also known as marble cancer. In fact, that smoke may contain few particles which are responsible for the yellowing of the marbles. Then we have also seen what is greenhouse effect. So what is greenhouse effect? It's the trapping of radiation by Earth's atmosphere, known as greenhouse effect. And the major gas which is involved in this effect is the carbon dioxide. Why carbon dioxide? Because we are constantly releasing carbon dioxide. Now population is increasing, so human beings require more of oxygen. We take oxygen, we release carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide is not being able to taken up by the plants, because plants are the ones which take up the carbon dioxide, and through photosynthesis process they release the oxygen. If nowadays we are clearing the forest to build big buildings, industries, for like we are making lot of unwanted things by clearing all the forest and all. Deforestation is continuously observed everywhere, whereby we are decreasing the source of oxygen, and in also reducing the source by which carbon dioxide can be reduced in the atmosphere. Now that is reduced, so the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere also remains high, which causes the rise in temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, and this causes global warming. So now you all know what global warming is. Then we have seen what we can do to remove or to reduce the air pollution. Like we have to use CNGs or unleaded petrols in place of the ones which causes more pollutions. In fact, we have to plant more trees. All those things we have seen in the park where air pollution is required. See, now we will be dealing with water pollution. So as you all know, water is a precious resource. So water is very important. It is a precious resource. Now, think and list the various activities in which we need water. What are the activities where we use water? We use water for drinking purpose, for cooking purpose. There are a lot of things we require water, right? So we saw that water is becoming scarce. Scarce means it is becoming less. It is becoming less due to increase in population. So as population increases, the usage of water also increases. This leads to the decrease of water, available fresh water. So now this increase in population also requires waters. Now we have building industries everywhere, right? Industries also require waters. Agricultural activities. For agricultural activities also we require water. So water is very important. Now, we have also seen how this water can become dirty after we use it for washing clothes, bathing, etc. So once we use this water for bathing, what happens? We mix bathing or washing soap, clothes, everywhere, washing utensils, anything we do at home. This water is getting dirty, right? It gets mixed with the soap water, the waste water. So that's how the water can get dirty. So this means that we are adding some materials to the water which spoils its quality and changes its smell and color, right? So it is like we are adding something to the water which is making it dirty. And can be this can also change the quality and smell and color of the water. Because once you mix the soap into the water, it changes its color, right? And it also changes the smell. So whenever a harmful substance such as a sewage means the waste, the home waste which we throw out, toxic chemicals, silt, etc. get mixed with water, the water becomes polluted. These substances that pollute water are called water pollutants. The ones which pollute air is called air pollutants. So these are water pollutants. What are the water pollutants? These are sewage, toxic chemicals, silt, etc., which are added to water, which is mixed with water. The water becomes polluted. So the substances that pollute water is called water pollutants. Now let's see how does this water get polluted. So we have taken a case study. Case studies of Ganga. Now in case of air, we have taken case study of the Taj Mahal. So here we will be doing the case study of Ganga. So Ganga is one of the most famous river of India, right? Everyone knows where Ganga river is. It sustains the most of the northern, central and eastern Indian population. So this Ganga river, mostly it sustains the northern, central and eastern Indian population. Like it starts from the Gangotri, melting the glaciers of Gangotri through Haridwar, New Delhi, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, then Bihar, West Bengal. So it covers all these places, and the people from these places use this water from Ganga. So millions of people depend on it for their daily needs and livelihood, as I said. So the peoples who are near this river, they all are dependent on this water. Whether it is fresh or not, they all are dependent on this water for their daily needs and livelihood. So, however, recently a study by the Worldwide Fund of Nature, it is an organization, when they studied about this river Ganga, it was found to be the most endangered river in the world. It comes under the top 10 endangered rivers in the world. That is because of the rising population. So the river Ganga was found to be one of the 10 most endangered rivers in the world. And this is due to the pollution levels have been rising for many years. And that is because of the pollution. It is rising for many years. So as you know, the river Ganga is always polluted temp either by the peoples who um, throw garbage. Is like here it is given that we have reached the stage because the towns and cities through which the river flows throw large quantities of garbage, untreated sewage, even dead bodies have to be found. People consider that just throwing the dead bodies into the water, when you throw the dead body into the water, they feel like the body has reached eternity, like they are said to be blessed. But that thing is not advisable as it pollutes the water, right? Because the people who stay nearby the river, they are all dependent on that water. So it is not advisable to just flow away the dead bodies into the water. So what are the reasons why it is polluted is because the towns and cities which are nearby the river, they throw garbages, large quantities of garbages, untreated sewage, dead bodies, and many other harmful things directly into the river. In fact, the river is dead at many places where the pollution levels are so high that aquatic life cannot survive. So at some places the river is dead. River is dead means everywhere there is only garbage, waste, dead bodies, and only that sort of thing. The water is so dirty that none of the aquatic life can survive there. So, an ambitious plan to save River Ganga called Ganga Action was launched in 1985. So, when the government has found that the river is getting really populated, polluted, and it is harming the aquatic life as well as the people who stay nearby the river, they have put forth a plan that is to save the Ganga River, and they named it as Ganga Action Plan. And it was launched in 1985. It aimed to reduce the pollution level in the river. So, what does this plan aim? It aimed to reduce the pollution level in the river. However, the increasing population and industrialization have already damaged this mighty river beyond repair. So, even though they have decided to reduce the pollution levels in the river, but it is too difficult because the increasing population and industrialization means everywhere they have industries, and all those industries have released their chemical waste into the river, and it has made the river beyond repair. Beyond repair means whatever we do, it is of no use. It has become so much polluted that bringing it back to what it was earlier is very difficult. Let us take a specific example to understand the situation. So we can take a specific area to understand this situation. So the Ganga at Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh. So now they have studied the river, Ganga river at the part of Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh, that is UP, as one of the most polluted stretches of the river. So that area is one of the most polluted area. Compared to other areas of Ganga, the part of Ganga which flows through Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh is the one which is mostly polluted. So Kanpur is one of the most populated town in UP. So this Kanpur is the place where the population is really high in UP. So people can be seen bathing, washing clothes, even defecating in the river. So Kanpur is one of the most populated town in UP, and which is situated near the Ganga river. And you can see people bathing, washing and defecating near the river. They also throw garbages, flowers, idols of god and goddesses, and non-biodegradable polythene bags into the river. It is also seen that they also, a part of washing, bathing, and defecating, they also throw garbages, flowers, idols of gods and goddesses, even non-biodegradable polythene bags also they throw into the river, which pollutes the river. At Kanpur, the amount of water is comparatively small and the flow of the river is very slow. It also makes the area very dangerous as the amount of water in that river is comparatively small. But its flow also very slow. So the water, the contaminated water, it doesn't flow fast. So it flows very slow, and you can compare it to that it is not flowing only, which also creates lot of disease causing bacteria or microbes to grow there. So in addition, Kanpur has more than 5,000 industries. A part of people's being contaminating that river, there are 5,000 industries also. These industries include fertilizers, these industries, they produce fertilizers, detergents, leather and paint industries. So they release all their waste without treating it into the river. So they discharge toxic chemicals into the river, which is very much dangerous for the aquatic organism as well as the people who use that water for their personal purposes. So many industries discharge harmful chemicals into rivers and streams, causing the pollution of water. So as I said, these industries, they discharge or they discharge or they release, you can say. They release harmful chemicals into rivers and streams, causing the pollution of water. Examples are oil refineries, paper factories, textiles, and sugar mills. So here you can see a polluted stretch of river Ganga. So you can see there are plastic bags, a lot of things. And this is the pollution that is caused by the discharge of industrial waste. They usually discharge the chemicals. So, and these industries cause chemical contamination in water. So what they cause? They cause chemical contamination in water because all the materials that we use are chemically prepared, right? So they cause chemical contamination. The chemicals released include arsenic, lead, and fluorides, which lead to toxicity in plants and animals. So the chemicals which are released includes arsenic, lead, and fluorides, which are very toxic to plants and animals. Toxic means they are harmful to plants and animals. These there are regulations to prevent this. So industries are supposed to treat the waste produced before discharging it into the waters, but quite often the rules are not followed. So there are rules and regulations, protocols given to each and every industries. Before releasing any waste materials into the water, they have to treat it and then release it into the water body so that it would be safe for the aquatic animals. But the industries, they usually don't follow these rules often. So they just discharge the chemicals as it is, which are harmful for the plants and animals which are nearby the river or in the river. The soil is also affected by impure water, causing changes in the acidity and growth of worms. So it not only affects the water, the plants present in water and fish, aquatic organism, it also affects the soil as it changes the acidity and growth. It regulates the growth of worms. It increases the growth of worms, which are not so good for the plants. We have also seen that the importance of pesticides and weedicides for the protection of crops. However, all these chemicals dissolve in water and are washed into water bodies from the fields. Now we have seen how people pollute the river. Then we have seen how industries pollute the river. But there is one more thing that happens. That is, we put pesticides and weedicides for the protection of crops, right? But once we once there is rain, heavy rain, or once there is a water flow, it takes away all these pesticides and weedicides into the water bodies. This is also a reason why the water bodies get polluted. And this also seep into the ground to pollute the groundwater. So it can also pollute the groundwater. Now, you must have seen ponds looking like green from a distance, right? Green color water. That is because of the growth of algae. Algae, it is a green color thing which grows. So this is caused by excessive quantity of chemical which get washed from the fields. This acts as nutrients for algae to flourish. Now, this algae, they grow due to the chemical waste which have been washed from the fields into the river water bodies, and they act as a nutrients for this algae to grow. Flourish means to grow. So the excessive quantities of chemicals which get washed from the fields acts as a nutrient for algae to flourish. Flourish means to grow. So once these algae die, they serve as food for decomposers like bacteria. So once these algae die, as you know, when something dies, bacteria plays major role in decomposing them, right? So they grow on dead and decaying organisms. So when algae die, they serve as food for the decomposers like bacteria. A lot of oxygen in the river water body gets used up, and in this process a lot of oxygen from the water body gets used up, which makes which results in the decrease in oxygen level, which may kill the aquatic organisms. So hence there is lot of danger for the aquatic organisms. If there is lot of algae, once these algae die, they will be fed upon by the bacteria. Now these bacteria will utilize lot of oxygen, which will decrease the oxygen level in the river, which will kill the aquatic organisms. So sometimes untreated sewage is thrown directly into the river. It contains food waste, detergents, microorganisms, etc. Now, what is sewage? Sewage is the one, sewage waste means the waste from our house. So, the soap water or the water we use to wash utensils and all, it contains food waste, detergents, microorganisms, etc. Now, water contaminated with sewage may contain bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites, which may cause diseases like cholera, typhoid, and jaundice. So, the sewage water, they may contain bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites because they have food materials, right? Food waste, which acts as a nutrient for all these bacteria, viruses, fungi to grow. And once they grow, they can cause cholera, typhoid, and jaundice. So the bacteria present in feces means as I hope everyone know what feces is of mammals are indicators of the quality of water. So if water has this bacteria, it means that it has been contaminated by fecal matter. If such water is used by us, it can cause various infections. So if we test water and if water contains all these bacteria, viruses which cause cholera, typhoid, and jaundice, that means that water has been contaminated by human fecal matter. Such cases we can cause various infections. Now let's see what a potable water and how is water purified. So if we drink water which looks clear, yet which looks clear and smells good. There is no foul smell or no weird smell, and the water also looks clear, good, and you drank it. Yet you fell sick. That means the water is contaminated. Only thing is, if it looks clean, means it is not suitable to drink. Clean water is suitable to drink only if we boil it, because that clean water may contain disease carrying microorganisms. Okay, that clean water may contain disease carrying microorganisms, and this may lead to cause you various infectious diseases. So water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water. So whatever water which is suitable to drink is known as potable water, and this can be made by either heating the water or by filtering them. So let us see how water can be made safe for drinking. You have already seen that how water is filtered. So this is a physical method like filters that we use at our home. So that is also a way how we can filter the water. So many households use boiling as a method for obtaining safe drinking water. So chlorination is also used. So the water we get at our home from the tap, those are the water which are treated using chlorine, either by chlorine tablets or by bleaching powder or water. We must be cautious. We should not use more chlorine tablets than specified. So what can be done to prevent the water to get polluted? So law of industrial units should be strictly implemented so that polluted water is not disposed of directly into rivers and lakes. So as I said earlier, that you have to treat the industrial waste before releasing it into the water bodies, and this should be strictly implemented in each and every industries. So water treatment plants should be installed in all industrial areas. At our individual levels, we should consciously save water and not waste it. So reduce, reuse, and recycle should be our mantra. So once the so everywhere there should be a water treatment plant, so it should be installed in every areas where there is more industries. And from our side, we should also keep an eye that we should not throw any garbages or non-biodegradable plastics into the river. So it should be like we have to reduce, reuse, and recycle everything that is possible. We can think of creative ideas like reusing water used for washing and for other household tasks. For example, the water which we have used for washing or bathing or doing any household works, we can reuse that water. For example, water used for washing vegetables may be used to water plants in the garden. So you can use that water for garden to water the plants in the garden, and so many things can be done. So pollution is no longer a distant phenomenon. It is affecting the quality of our daily lives. Unless we all realize our responsibility and start using environment friendly processes, the very survival of our planet is in danger. So we have to be very cautious so as to do not pollute water or air. So in this chapter, we have seen the pollution of air and water. So we have also seen how we can prevent pollution of water and air. Both of them are very important in our life. We can't survive without water and air. Even without food, we can survive for 3 to 4 days, but without air and water, it's very difficult to survive. So we should take utmost care to keep them clean without polluting them. So thank you for watching our video. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel.